Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing? Already went live earlier today, but I mean, if you were in that stream, it was crazy. We hit the most amount of viewers I've ever had. At the same time, we had 90 people in the stream I did during Power Hour. Again, this whole entire week, I'm going to be streaming. Let me put up my mic a little bit. I'm going to be streaming literally twice a day for the next. I already streamed twice today. Then tomorrow and the day after, I'm going to be streaming 2 times. Once during Power and then my normal stream time, which is right now. And then the full Frisker breakdown video will be dropping on Saturday in terms of the fundamentals. But pretty good day in the market. I mean, my account was up 17%. When we were doing the Power Hour stream, a lot of people were also saying they're up a very nice amount, which is something you love to hear. And yeah, just going to be covering, a whole bunch of things. Bitcoin, my thoughts on the overall market, tickers in the chat. Just really, if you were in the previous stream, I was super hyped up. I was on like 3 cups of coffee. My account was going crazy. The chat was going crazy. It was wild during the Power Hour stream, and the market was great. I mean, it looked flat, but the stocks that we were trading and the trades themselves were great. But yeah, now I'm just gonna be, a little bit more laid back, just talking about the market, hanging out with everybody here. Welcome back to the free trading movement. Check out the website if you want to become a better trader. You can look through all this stuff right here. Yeah, the link for this is in the description. If you want to send me a tip, if you want to buy some merchandise, just click on the pinned comment in the chat or the first link in the description. It'll take you to this page. I actually got the mug coming today, like the first version of the mug without like this little black accent on it. But I add that after because it just looks better. So yeah, let's just cover the trades from today. I mean, I'm acting very, very calm right now, but it was crazy. That's all I can say. The trades just absolutely crushed it. Actually asked everybody in the Discord to answer a poll. I said, are you in profit on this week's trades? 27 people are in profit and 8 people are not. So I told those 8 people who are not in profit to DM me about why you're not in profit, just so I can help out those people. Because looking at the trades is just insane. XPV 18% profit, eBay 10% profit. Both of those hit the targets. That's why they're neon green. Space is up 11%, almost at the first target. GOOS up 10%, APA up 10%, Moderna up 10%, Walmart, Helion just up a few percent, and the rest kind of even and flat, except for Rocket. That was like the one that did, the worst performing trade today dropped 3%, and it was a very flat market, so either the trades were flat or they were up 10% plus. That was pretty much it. Really, no trade got crushed at all. The only trade that was down was really down was Rocket, which was down 3%. So appreciate all the support. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 20 likes. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, let's talk about the market. That's just like a little recap. Let's head on over to TradingView. All right, let me switch this up. All right, so in terms of the market, we're going to start off with Bitcoin. And again, I posted Bitcoin on Twitter when it was at 30K. I said, look for a big bounce here. It went up 20% after I posted it on Twitter. A lot of people were questioning that, but you had the Fibonacci, the psychological support, the divergence starting, and it made a 20% move from that post until very late last night. I actually took profits at the perfect time, at 2 a.m. last night or something. I took profits on my cryptos. And then this pretty much throughout the whole entire day, it's just had a bad day. At this point, I'm going to be honest, there was a big edge on the chart, which means there was a high probability you could get a bounce there. But right here, and again, I was watching the master of Bitcoin, Mitch Ray, earlier tonight, and I completely agree with him. There just isn't an edge. Between 30K and 35K, there just really isn't much of an edge. It can truly go either way. On one hand, you have a potential of making hidden bullish divergence, but it's being super weird. On the other hand, this kind of looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Mitch Ray was talking about moving averages. It just, anything can happen. I think if you're above 35K, that's bullish. If you're under 30K, that's bearish. But it could bounce off 20K, which is what Mitch Ray was saying. Breb Mont with the $35 donation. Thank you so much, Breb Mont. Breb Mont says, Fisker options trading, detailed TA for this week and next. RMO if enough data for TA. Yeah, we can take a look at RMO. And yeah, so Breb Mont, we're going to be doing a one-on-one class. I think tomorrow's when we scheduled it for, so that was the payment for it. Thank you very much for the $35 donation. If anybody else wants to sign up for a one-on-one class, I think I'm packed on classes until the weekend, but I'm free on Saturday and Sunday to do one-on-one classes. The way to find the one-on-one classes is you go to the website. The link is in the description. Then you scroll down to Champion Vibe. And it's the first thing right there. You can sign up there, so appreciate it. Let's get some vibes in the chat for Brevmont. Thank you again. So we're looking at RMO for Brevmont, who just tipped the 35. You could consider this hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour for sure. Very slightly did you make a high low with a lower level on both your RSI and your MACD. So I do see that for sure. Let me take that off. It's already off the daily. Then your support probably just right there at $18 from this low right here and from your resistance right there. It looks very similar to Helion, and Helion did not work out too well, if I'm being honest. It's up like 2% now, but the first original trade was like a 7% loss. You could get hidden bullish divergence on the daily, but it's just way too early to call. I guess risk management is easy on this one, right? If you wanted to, take on a trade here, you'd enter right around the support. Your stop loss would be just under the support, whatever you're comfortable with risking under it. And then your target would probably just be this gap fill. Let's see if it's on the daily. Yeah, you do. You have a gap to fill on the daily at around like $26. So your target would be just under 26. And it does give you a good reward to risk, but you don't have like a lot of technical variables, right? The reward to risk is insane. It's super easy to manage your risk on a trade like this. And you could obviously have a much lower target. You could use this high as your target, which will bring you back towards that, that's actually still a 5 reward to risk. So the reward to risk looks good. You kind of made a bullish pin bar candle on the daily. But other than that, you don't have much of a pattern. You don't have divergence on the daily. You're not made, I don't know if you're at a fib level. We could see if you are, just to help things out. You're not at a moving average. Yeah, so that support is actually pretty much lining up with your 0.786 retrace. So yeah, it's definitely tradable. It doesn't have like all the variables you can have on a chart, but it has a few. So that is RMO. Thank you again for the 35. If anybody else wants to send a tip, buy some merchandise. My mug actually came in today. I have the FTM mouse pad right here. And I got the poster. I actually got that framed. Let me show everybody this poster, right? This is gonna be fun. We got 33 people in here. Hit that like button. Let me get the poster real quick. I already framed it. All right, here we go. There it is. I already got it framed. I'm gonna be hanging on the wall soon. I'm gonna come back and explain to you why this poster means so much to me, because I probably seem super weird being hyped about a poster. But let me come right back. So that poster is actually a very good transition to Fisker, which I think looks bullish right now on the technicals. If you weren't here back then, that was known as the bullish butterfly. It was a trade I put out in which the entry was $9 and the target was 18. And I had probably like 100 people on Twitter calling me crazy, getting mad at me for saying something like that, when all Fisker was doing back then was dropping like crazy, getting shorted heavily, and it worked out. It went to $18. I was on 100% profit. You would have doubled your money. And that was really the thing that gave me my first ever, I guess, validity, not validity, but like, I guess following on Twitter, right? So you can actually buy that poster again. You just go to, it'll move up. You go to the Free Trading Movement website, or you can just click on the pinned comment in the chat. If you're on the website, you go to support FTM. It'll take you right here. You go to the merch. You can just use the first link in the description of the pinned comment in the chat. And then this is your poster right there, the SPAC butterfly. It made me a lot financially. It got me a following. It's a pivotal part of this journey that I'm on. So got it free. I'm going to be throwing it up on the wall. What's up, Guy in Hat? Guy in Hat says, not much TA can be done with CCIV since it's basically a straight line up and only depends on if the merge deal is confirmed. Absolutely. Yeah, again, like, I have it on my watch list right here. There's not much you can do. That actually kind of looks like a cup and handle, which is crazy, even though it's like, that was like literally from like 960 to 10. It was like a, like a 4 or 5% cup and handle. And then this happened, which had nothing to do at all with TA. It's with the Lucid talk, if that's the right word to say. We can come back to that in a bit. Even during the Power Hour stream, there was like a Zoom call for CCIV, and some people were saying on Twitter they could have talked about Lucid. They never did. So it's still not confirmed. But again, who was it that reported the potential chance of Lucid being the company for CCIV? I think that was Bloomberg reported that like yesterday, maybe before, I'm not too sure. But yeah, back to Fisker, we were already talking about it. Why do I think it looks bullish? And I alerted this on Twitter when it was $15. I was going over it on stream when it was like 15.05. You have daily hidden bullish divergence very close to confirming. On the 4-hour, you have classic bullish divergence very close to confirming. And then on the daily, again, you had a bullish pin bar right over there. You had a bullish pin bar candle, and you're holding this 1455 support I've been calling for like a month now, which was your golden retrace. So you have multiple things lining up. It's very easy to manage your risk because you want to stay above 1455. I'm already up like 10% on the calls I bought today. We'll see what happens with Fisker. Crypto Coin Collect says, does your MacBook heat up real fast? No. So I actually have the new MacBook with the Apple M1 chip, and I'm not even joking. It is insane. It is crazy. This thing has a fan on it. I've never heard it. It's never gotten hot. And I stream I'm using this thing probably 12 hours a day. The battery lasts me about like 9 hours, but I'm using it like super heavily. And then like I need to charge it for a bit, and then I use it for 3 more hours. But the battery is like a 9-hour battery if you're using like super heavy usage. I edit on it. I make my thumbnails. I trade. Like literally, it's insane. Like the M1 chip is it's like alien tech. That's the best word I can use for it. And I've never had a MacBook until this one, so it's not like I'm like an Apple fanboy or something. It just truly is a good laptop. What else we got here? SRS says, is it possible for you to show us how you set up your scanner to find charts with emerging reversals and pivots? Yeah, I actually already did that, but it was in a video. So that was already done. I guess I can just link you the video of my whole entire trading process from literally the start to the finish. So let me do that real quick. I'll link it for you in the chat if anybody wants to watch after the stream, or just save it for later, or watch right now, whatever you want to do. I made like a whole entire video on my full trading process. If you want to check that out, SRS. So SRS asked, the scanner I use, how I configure it. I just dropped you a YouTube video that I put out on Sunday I'm looking at the wrong place, for my whole entire trading process from start to finish. But yeah, did I put out a new call on Fisker? Actually, I already had a trade on Fisker. It was down like 3% at the low of today. Now it's back at the entry of the trade. So I didn't actually have to put out a new trade for Fisker because there was already one out on it from last week when the divergence started developing, I guess. So I think Fisker looks bullish right now. And regardless, it's just super easy to manage your risk. What else did I want to talk about before? Oh yeah, Bitcoin. I think I already touched it, right? There's just not much you can do. Looking at futures, again, just pretty flat. The market's, all right, let's talk about the market. That's a good, I don't know. I set myself up to talk about it. What's the word? I can't think right now. This is my second stream today. Segment, that's a good segment to this, I guess. So the market's being weird, right? It's in this distribution phase where on the macro, yes, it is going up. It has consistently gone up over there ever since the COVID crash. But now what we're seeing is intraday, what's pretty much been happening is your big bounces are being sold off and people are taking their profits immediately. And then your big falls are being bought up and people are buying those levels immediately. So very, very slightly every single day, the bulls are winning just a little bit, but on the macro level, you're not getting the same scale of rise in the market that you were once seeing in November and the beginning of December. Ever since like the end of December, it's still been going up, but slower because it's just a very, very slight edge for the bulls right now. I mean, a decent edge, but again, we talked about in the earlier stream, if we look at the 4-hour, the futures at the top of an upsloping flag. Like, look how big this pattern is. Look how many touches it actually worked with. I predicted like 4 different moves in the market simply using this flag. The flag is also on like the actual S&P 500. Like, I'm really going over this in depth because that's like the title of the stream, what is next for the stock market. I'm just showing potential variables. You're also in this upsloping flag on the S&P. And then if you look at the volatility index, it's at the same exact level, which is 10, that it was right before the COVID crash. And the last time that it was at this level, it actually went from 10 to 13 and the market dropped. The dollar is also in a long-term falling wedge, which is a bullish reversal pattern, even though it's not close to breaking out yet. So the technicals are actually, not too great. But that doesn't mean that it can't go up. You have other things coming into account, like Biden, the inauguration, and then what comes from that, stimulus potentially 2K. And there's so much that comes from that stimulus. There could be lockdowns. political instability, and that's not my political opinion. I'm not stating my political opinion. I'm just saying currently you're seeing political instability between both sides, red and blue, right? You're just seeing that there is a great divide in the country. And again, the only reason I'm bringing this up is one, because it's obviously important, and then two, because it directly affects the market, like we saw last week with Capitol Hill. But yeah, just keep watching the news. You know, COVID as well. There's just so many different factors that can change things up aside from the technicals. Like, and all those factors matter more than the technicals as well. So yeah, SRS, that's crazy. You're actually talking about that. So SRS is saying, didn't egg car stock do well today? Actually did. Now, if you remember, I was saying last night on stream that the egg car stock solo, right? I was saying last night on stream that I don't think this company is going to be around in a decade because of the car itself, because of the price of the car. But if you remember what I technically said last night on stream, and there's proof of this, you can go back to it. I said the chart actually looks pretty decent. I literally said that when I was looking at the chart. I'm not even joking. And Solo went up 22% today. I don't like the actual company. I don't like the car. But when I looked at the chart yesterday, it looked pretty decent. Now, why did I say that? Because you had bounced off this $6 level very, very clearly. You flipped a previous resistance into a support. And then if you go to the daily, there was hidden bullish divergence, right? You obviously made a higher low from $2 to $6 with a lower level on your MACD and your RSI, and you had hidden bullish divergence. So when I was eyeing the chart last night, I did say the technicals actually look good, and it went up 23% today. I don't know if there was a catalyst or anything, but the technicals did look good, and yeah, that's Solo. It's the egg car. I don't like the company. It's my opinion. Don't hate me for that. You can always make your own opinions. What is going on? Can everybody hear the music right now? Let me try and fix this. I don't know if that's working. All right, that's better. I think it's loud though. All right, everything should be good now. What were we looking at? So we looked at Solo real quick. We already did like the recap of all the trades that crushed it in the stream earlier today, but just a very, very fast run through. And I already started off the stream with this Goose, up 10% since I posted this trade. It's over the 30, as long as it holds 32, there's really no resistance until 36. That's literally all it is. But if you fall into 32, you could probably take profits then. Space, it's actually near the short-term target. It is up 11% since I posted this. I think I don't remember, like the middle of last week. Why did that just happen? What are you doing? But yeah, I mean, if it ever breaks 27, there's also a long-term target, which is just a gap fill on the daily. DYAI was the top loser. No, it was the second loser. There was only two losers today, which was DYAI and Rocket. DYAI is down 1%. I mean, that's fine. And then Rocket, this one is down 3%. It did close right at 1960, right over 1961, which is kind of like your support. It's kind of weird. I don't know the exact support, but just around like the 1950 to 1960 area. So it's hanging on by a thread. And then another trade that just absolutely crushed it was XPV. The target was an 18% profit, which is what I have on the sheet. But if you didn't sell at the actual target, you'd be up 26%. There was a trade on this, and you got over the 51 mark. So who knows what can happen. Even have the hidden bullish divergence on the daily that just confirmed today. So already up so much, it could keep running, but that's just the target, I guess. APA also up 10%. The original short-term trade did get stopped out, but there's also a long-term trade on this one, and that one's up 10%. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily, cup and handle. There you go. That's like a little recap. Oh, also eBay hit the target today for about a 10% profit. eBay, it was like a couple of cents away, but you get the point. It got up to that resistance area, then it pulled back some, it hit the target of the trade, 10% gain in like a week. So crazy day. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but Got4 says, what is your target for Fisker? I mean, I'm not a big fan of price targets because things can change within a day. So that's why I never really like doing price targets. But all I can show you is resistance levels. I think the biggest resistance level, like on a macro scale on the chart, is 1821. It was kind of your candle high from July 10th. It was your high from September 15th. It was your high from November 16th. It was your high from December 3rd. So that's why the target of this trade is that. But that's like the the midterm resistance, right? So I'll give you three different numbers, right? The short-term resistance is $16.50. That's the short term. The midterm resistance is $18.21, which is like the target of this trade. And then the long term, I have no clue. Like, no clue. I'm gonna be holding Fisker for at least another decade. If it goes lower, I'm gonna cost average. I have a good average cost. If it goes higher, I'm gonna be holding. I'm not gonna be selling. And why am I so confident? You're gonna find out on Saturday when I drop my 20-minute breakdown video on Fisker on the fundamentals. But that's the recap. We've covered the market. We've covered Bitcoin. We covered the trades. Great day, up 17% in my portfolio personally today. And yeah, also gave the warnings on the market. So I think we've covered everything I wanted to cover. Now we could just go through tickers in the chat. If you want me to take a look at something, drop it in the chat and I'll try my best to get through as many as possible. Because in like the power hour stream today, I was really just focused on covering the trades, the CCIV call, the market moving. But now the market's, paused, so I can chill down a little bit. Don't have to be staring at my account up 17%, which was actually crazy. When I started the power hour stream, my account was up 11% on the day, but by the end of it was up 17%. So I was like getting hyped up during the stream. If you were there, it was awesome. We had like 90 people in the stream at one point. I still can't believe it. But now we can just take a deep breath, chill a little bit, look through some tickers. Remember, you always want to be emotionally balanced as a trader. I was just on a lot of coffee in the stream earlier, a lot of coffee. But yeah, future is pretty flat. Bitcoin down 2% in the last 2 hours. Let's take a look at the chat. If you want to support me, hit that like button. Thank you very much for the 30 likes. If you're not subscribed already, come on, what are you doing? Join the free trading movement. Go to the website if you want to learn how to become a trader. The link is in the description if you want to send me a tip. If you want to buy some merchandise, that's the pinned comment in the chat. Those are all the plugs. If you want to support me, go for it. If you just want to watch, go for it. Remember, I'm putting out all this for free. You don't have to pay me $1 if you don't want to pay me $1, right? I mean, I'm doing it different, right? Let's go over how did I forget this? Let's go over airlines, okay? I alerted the Discord. Let me tell you exactly what I said. And the main reason I'm going to do this right now is because VC just reminded me AAL. So I alerted the Discord at around 6 p.m. today. I said, at everyone, I was like pinging everyone. Airlines have very bullish charts with an outlook for the next 5 to 6 months. Also, tie that with vaccine rollouts, which could increase travel. You have the trade, the UAL trade from Guy and Hat. Mitch Ray, the person who taught me all this, went over AAL on his stream today and he liked the chart. I also looked at Save myself and that looks pretty good. I was looking at that in a one-on-one call yesterday. And there's also Delta. There's a bunch of them, right? So let's go over it. We're going to start off with UAL. This is not my trade. And kind of like ignore all these words on the chart. I was just trying to create like a screenshot for people to help them read my trades, like what all these levels mean. But this is not my trade. This is from Guy and Hat. And the trades, it bounced off the 43 level. Somebody actually asked me in the Discord today if I still think it looks good. And I said, yes, but you want to bounce right here. And what did it do? It had a 3% bounce right over there at 43. That's like the entry of the trade, right? Hidden bullish divergence. And this might not be the exact way Guy and Hat put out his trade, but this is like how I read the chart. Hidden bullish divergence, bounced off the support. If you zoom into the 1 hour, you kind of have an inverse head and shoulders. This is your left shoulder. This is your head. This is your right shoulder. So on the 1 hour, inverse head and shoulders. And I think you might have some divergence on the 4 hour as well. Classic bullish divergence. Technicals look good on UAL, as long as you stay above 43. Then AAL, Mitch Ray went over on his stream. And look, you have 4 hour classic bullish divergence, kind of like local divergence, but also kind of like triple divergence. Because you see those that first move down, then you came back up to make a higher low, came back down, came back up to make an even higher low. Kind of like local triple divergence, I guess, where the price went down, but the MACD went up. And you're breaking out of the bull flag on American Airlines. One thing I would say though, is what is this level though? Oh, 1553 is kind of your high from right here. You want to get back over 1553. But if this really is a true breakout of a bull flag on American Airlines, you probably could. That's very, very close with the divergence on the 4 hour. There's divergence on the daily as well, hidden bullish divergence. If it doesn't like gap up tomorrow morning or something, I'm probably going to open a position in American Airlines. That's probably the one I'm going to be going with personally. But yeah, as long as it can get back over just this general area, which with the breakout it definitely can. We'll see. I actually owned American Airlines in my retirement account during the summer, but I sold it because on some random day it went up like 50%. I don't know. But yeah, I think I bought it at like 11 and I sold it at like 15. So it's pretty much actually around the same price. I'd be buying it back at around the same price I sold it at. So that's American Airlines, that's UAL. You also have Save, if I can find it, which is like Spirit Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I think the airline industry is bullish. And somebody, let me see who actually put this in the chat. Let me scroll up a little bit. I'm looking at the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, go to the website and click the banner on top. The link to the website's in the description. But keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 40 likes. So Dan in the Discord said there could be a shutdown after elections, and that is very true. If there is a shutdown after elections, obviously the thesis of all this would change, because the last time there was a shutdown, airlines got crushed. With the $5 donation, hey man, hope all is well, been super busy, so haven't been here for a while, understood. Can you check out SNDL? I definitely can. I'll do that after the airlines talk. So let me just add to my watch list. And I've been terrible with my memory lately, so I'm gonna try my best to remember, but if it just flies right past me, remind me in the chat. But thank you again for the 5, really appreciate it. Save, I like this one too because it looks like a cup and handle, right? It just looks like a cup and handle. Let me pull that out. So I mean, I'm just gonna draw it out, but that's like your cup. It's not perfect because, and I was going over this in a one-on-one call with somebody, it's not perfect because you kind of had like the down part of the cup, but then you just went sideways. You didn't really create like a complete rounding bottom, which is why I don't really have it charted. But regardless, even if you do have a cup and handle, if you look at the daily, you have a bull flag. And what did I say when I alerted the Discord? A lot of them have bull flags with hidden bullish divergence. Same exact thing on this, same exact thing on American Airlines, same exact thing on United Airlines. Bull flags, and they're breaking out. They broke out of them today, and they all have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. So same industry, very, very similar charts. The technicals look good. It kind of makes sense, assuming we don't have like a super long-term shutdown. We do have one. With the vaccine rollouts, you're thinking travel could go back, not to normal, but at least increase more. Maybe some funding from the government for airlines. But what was I gonna say? Regardless, this, you know, and this whole entire thesis on the airlines is not me saying that they're gonna go up tomorrow, they're gonna go up next week. It's me kind of thinking that within the next 5 to 6 months, they could be at much higher levels, assuming the vaccine works well, assuming all of these bullish things on the chart play out, because these things got crushed. But the one good thing about getting crushed is once you actually get the demand to move back up, there is very little resistance. Like you can see on American Airlines, you can see on this Spirit Airlines, you can see on UAL, there's no resistance for a while. The next resistance here is like $32, and they're all pretty much above the 200-day moving average. So the technicals look good. It kind of does make sense. I mean, it really does make sense fundamentally. The only issue with all this airline talk is, you know, a shutdown. If that happens, that changes it. But remember, there's probably not going to be a shutdown for 6 months, and my outlook on these stocks are for 6 months. It's not me saying, you know, tomorrow they're just going to go up and they're going to keep going up for 6 months. No, it could go down before it goes up. But I do think 6 months down the road, that even if they go down first, I think eventually they will be at higher levels in 6 months. So it's not a swing trade like my normal trades. It's more of a long-term trade for all three: UAL, American Airlines, and Save. Haven't even looked at Delta, but probably the same chart. I don't know. So yeah, SNDL, let's go over that. Thank you again for the 5. This is not like an official trade. I think I might have been doing this in like a one-on-one call. I don't know. I don't remember when I put this on my chart. But regardless, like it doesn't give you the best reward to risk to enter right here, because you only have like a 2.3 reward to risk, 1 and 3 reward to risk. So I don't know. You had the hidden bullish divergence. It's already been playing out, and now you're pulling back again. Your next support is 60 cents, which is 10% away. That's really the risk right now. Your next support is 10% away. It's not a cup and handle. It could be eventually, but right now it would need to come up to at least like 80 something cents to be a cup and handle, or even a rounding bottom. I mean, maybe you could call it a cup and handle if you're using this, but if you're using this candle, then it's not. So it's just like, it could be. Regardless, I don't think you need a cup and handle for the price to go up, right? It could just go up because it's over 60 cents. I don't know. The MACD and the RSI don't look great. This one, like, I think it looks a little bit more bullish than bearish, but like, you are 10% away from a support. Just keep that in mind. The other thing, isn't this like a pot stock? So, you know, just weed stocks and EV stocks been crushing in the last month with the Biden election. So that probably just matters more if policies come out for weed legalization. Just keep watching the news there. But yeah, this is not like the easiest chart to read, if I'm being honest. I just think you need to hold that 60-cent level. If you hold that for long enough, you're obviously going to be seeing higher prices. But if you ever fall under 60 cents with confirmation, take caution. Agreed, these reopening stocks may be looking better. Yeah, I mean, and then on the other hand, your stay-at-home stocks like Zoom, and then like the big tech companies like Microsoft, Facebook, Apple as well, Amazon, all have been having a bad week. Where this could be, you know, so as I said when I was going over the market, we're kind of in this distribution cycle where on the indexes, the big moves up get sold and the big falls down get bought up. Now, why is that labeled distribution? Because the industries are moving around, right? Now, I think today we had energy and oil doing very, very well today. Financials were doing very well yesterday, and those two were underperforming heavily during the summer of 2020. What was performing the best during the summer of 2020? Big tech. And now big tech is underperforming. So it could be a cycle change where, you know, maybe these retail mid-sized companies could start outperforming the big tech companies. But again, just take it day by day. I mean, you're talking about monsters like Amazon. Like it was just holiday season. So if they get a good earnings, and then we also have earnings season coming up. So like, it's just in general, like you have earnings, you have a new president, you have different policies being created, you have the indexes looking weird, the volatility looking weird, the dollar looking weird, Bitcoin doing weird things. It's just a very weird time in the market right now. And it's just, there's no way to 100% predict what's going to happen. The bull run could have ended yesterday. The bull run could literally only be halfway through. It could not end for another 3 years. I have no clue. But eventually it will end at some point, and you'd rather be safe than sorry. That's why personally, I've heavily decreased my my options allocation in my account. Like a month ago, like 30% of my account was in options, and it worked out great, you know, thankfully. But now it's like 10% of my account is in options. But my options went crazy today. I made I think I made a 400% on my GOOS options, and then I made like 100% on my what was the company again? Christian in the Discord actually gave me this chart, APPS. I mean, I never put out the official trade on this. It was, you know, basically somebody in the Discord DM me this chart. I liked it and I bought options in it, and now they've doubled in price. And it actually broke out its bull flag today with hidden bullish divergence. But remember, I entered down here at 50. Entering up at 54 is a much different trade than the trade I took and the trade I'm in profit on. So yeah, let's look back at the chat. The Dolphins, yeah, right here. Dolphins, yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Dolphins. I went to high school in Miami, so my favorite, I don't know, I'm a big Brady fan. Hopefully nobody gets mad at me for saying that. But I was, you know, I'm pretty much just a fan of Brady. So I've been watching the Bucks this year. I was watching the Pats for like the last few years. Originally, like as a child growing up, I was a Giants fan because I grew up in New York. But lately, I'm still a Giants fan at heart. It's just I mean, it's the Giants this season. Just you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, until the Giants get something for real. I mean, they're doing better. They did better than the start of the season, but just a little bit tough to be a Giants fan in the last 5 years. What else? Is NVIDIA trying to break out of a wedge? Wedge. I think it would look super weird if you try to make it a wedge. I mean, it could work. It would be something like that, right? The way I'm looking at it is an ascending triangle, where it's just creating higher lows with a big sell wall around like $580. And yeah, it's a bullish continuation pattern on NVIDIA. And it's, again, easy to manage your risk because if you ever break the upsloping demand line, that's when you take caution. But not much other than this pattern. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 40 likes. If you want to send me a tip, if you want to buy some merchandise, it's the pinned comment in the chat, the first link in the description. It'll pop up on the stream. CVS and then WHR. Okay. Isn't CVS doing COVID testing? Or is that Walgreens? I think it's one of them, or maybe both of them. But I think they're doing it like for free or something if you have like insurance. I don't know. I'm not too caught up with all that. I'm an 18-year-old college student, okay? Give me a break. Alright, so this is what I'm kind of seeing. Your major support is $70. It was your high in February of 2019. It was your high during the summer of 2020. And it was your high over here in 2018. So your major support on like the long term is $70, and then your major resistance is 77. And look where it topped out literally today at 77. Now, why did it top out at 77 today? That was your resistance in 2019, like 2 times, and it was your resistance in 2017. It was your support in the beginning of 2017. Those are like the 2 major levels on the chart. Obviously, you had like a double bottom looking structure right there. So I guess the previous neckline could be another support. So your supports are 74, 44, and 70. Resistance is 77. Whichever way you break will be telling. There is no divergence on the 4-hour. And there actually is hidden bullish divergence on the daily, but that's already playing out as you can see. CVS does, okay. So WHR, we can take a look at GAN as well. Let me just add these. GAN, did that add? And then FEYE, RVP. I think that's all of them. So WHR. Yep, daily classic bullish divergence. Holding this previous resistance. Actually, it's trying to get back over that previous resistance. Look, so 184 was your resistance right here, right over here, and then it was your support all the way through here. So you desperately need to get back over, otherwise it could have been a break hook and go to the downside. What does that mean? You broke out to the downside, then you're hooking back up, which means you're flipping your previous support into a resistance, and then you could just dump again. What you're hoping for is the classic bullish divergence can help you get back above this level, and technically you're like 20 cents back above it already. So you're trying to just break back above that level. You also have the classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour, but that's already been playing out. That was developed right here with this bullish pin bar, and you've already gone up from 175 to 185 almost with that classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. So it's good as long as you can get back over 184 and as long as you can hold 184. JN, Steven, yeah, I missed out on this one. You told me for a while, and Mitch Ray also told everybody for a while. And I don't know, I dropped the ball on this one. It went crazy. But yeah, obviously I did have a position in this at $15, and I got stop hunted, and I never thought about it again. And if I would have thought about it again, I could have made a very nice profit. But congratulations to you and everybody else. You have this resistance right here, like $26, and your support is at 22. I mean, that's pretty much it. Every time you're in this range, look over here, straight up, straight down. Over here, straight up, halfway down. Back straight up. Then you went all the way back down. Then you went straight back up. Then you fell down, and then you broke it, and you went even more down. Then you came back up, you broke it again, then you went to the top, right? So that's it. Your resistance and support is $21.80. Your support is $22. Your resistance is $26. Like, there's not much else to do besides that. You don't have any divergence on the 4-hour. You don't have really a structure. You don't have anything on the daily. So these levels are kind of all you have on that chart. What's up, Gene? How you doing? Watched Fisker for a bit today. Looked like you called the bottom. Yeah, at 14.55. The golden retrace. But like, that's been the bottom like 7 times now. When was it? When Fisker made the run from $9 to 23, and then it dropped from 23 to 15, people thought it was over, this, that, whatever. Just like how it was during the SPAC days, when Fisker went from $18 to $9, people thought it was over again because it went from 23 to 15. Then it got to 15, or got to 14.55, which was the golden retrace. And what happened there? It bounced up to 17.5, and I put out a trade on that. In a downtrend, I was able to put out a 20% profitable trade on Fisker. And I'm trying it again. Again, it's only probability, it's not certainty, but I do like the technicals right now on Fisker. and just in general on everything I'm talking about tonight. Remember, keep watching the news, keep watching the market. Anything can happen. FEYE, I mean, I don't like it, if I'm being honest. I think it can still go up, but it's just not something I put my money in. And, you know, obviously me being, you know, a streamer and looking at hundreds of things a night, I am going to be wrong on some things. If I am wrong on this, that's fine. It's just, look at 2570, right? It was, if you can break that, then great. But you are like almost 10% under that. It was your support right here, your support right here, and then it was your top right there. That's why you topped out there, because it was your previous support turning into a resistance. That's literally proof of how that works, right? You went up there, you pulled back, and here's what I don't like. You obviously made a higher high from $15 to $25, but what did you do on that higher high? Your MACD went down. That is known as local bearish divergence, which means that the buyers are exhausted. And again, that's only probability. It's not like a certainty. It could just pump again and go over $26 and it could be great. But it's just, and I actually do, so this is weird, right? You have the bearish divergence on the daily, but on the 4 hour, you actually have hidden bullish divergence. So at this point, it's just like, I don't know, maybe like a coin flip. Either the daily bearish divergence plays out and it dumps here, or the 4 hour bullish divergence plays out and it breaks 2570. So that's a little bit confusing. In terms of your support and resistance, looks like you have a support at 2147 and then a resistance at 2369. So you'd probably have your bullish divergence and your bearish divergence just canceling each other out until one of them wins, because one of them will win. Either the price goes up and the bullish divergence wins, or the price goes down and the bearish divergence wins. Other than that, the real thing you could be playing here is just the levels. You break over 2370, you're probably going to fill this gap to 24, and then just probably back to 25. You can't break over 2369, which you're trying to, you know, test. You're probably going to be headed back down to 21.5. RVP is at the demand line of an ascending broadening wedge. I don't know. Not much of an edge on the 4 hour or the daily. This one again just kind of looks like a coin flip to me. Either it could go crazy off of this demand line and go back up to 13, maybe even higher, or it cannot hold this demand line and it'll probably go back down to 975, which is just your next support after this upsloping demand line. So that's your pattern. Just play the pattern. There isn't any divergence, and yeah, not much I can do other than that. NCLH hidden bullish on the daily. NCLH. Okay. Oh, Norwegian. So I actually found a new music playlist, because if you've noticed in the past, the past month, the playlist I've been using on stream, it starts out good, but then like halfway through the songs are just literally garbage. So I actually found a new playlist. I took out like 10 minutes to listen to like a good part of it, and so far I like it. Let me know if you like the music in the stream tonight. The other one was just super weird. This one I think is just a lot more chill. Good vibes in it. Norwegian, it looks similar to the Airlines, if I'm being honest. The one thing I don't like, however, is that you're under this high right here. You need to get back over 27, right? I don't like how you're under the high, but just like the Airlines, the hidden bullish, I mean, so on travel stocks, what you're really getting right now on like 90% of them is a bull flag on the daily with hidden bullish divergence. We looked at American Airlines, United Airlines, Spirit Airlines, and now we're looking at Norwegian Cruises. Pretty much the same exact thing, a bull flag with the hidden bullish divergence. So it'll be really interesting to see if all of these travel stocks actually go up with these technical variables and the vaccine rolling out. But then keep in mind, there could be, you know, shutdowns, but that news is not like officially out. I mean, some states are doing things. I think somebody in the chat said earlier Canada is doing a shutdown, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, Norwegian, you're trying to hold this level right here, 23.21. You're just kind of back in this range where your previous resistance is now your support. You break back over 26.83, that would be great. I mean, look, there's like, it's just a straight line down. There's a lot of gaps to fill as well. Other than that, not too much. We can take a look at the 4 hours, see if there's anything. Oh my God. They're the same exact chart. American Airlines, Spirit Airlines, United Airlines, Norwegian Cruises. Daily hidden bullish divergence with the bull flag, and then classic bullish divergence on the 4 hour. Like literally every single one of those has the same exact setup for the most part. I might have to double check that, but you get the point where like they got crushed during, you know, the COVID fall. Then they had like that summer rally. Then they dumped again. Then they went sideways for a few months. Then they went back up towards the end of 2020, and now they're making a bull flag. Like all of them are pretty much, they've done the same thing, right? Travel is very correlated, obviously, to the news. So keep watching the news. What is up, Cash? How you doing? Let's take a look at CLNE for sure. All right, let's see. I'm gonna put Carnival on my watch list as well. We'll see what's up with that. Clean energy up 1% today. Doesn't look good to me if I'm being honest. You have bearish divergence, which means your price made a higher high from this high right here to the next one, but your MACD indicator made a lower high from this island to the next island, which shows that the buyers are exhausted. And as you see, that already played out, right? You already had the drop in the price, so it might be done playing out. But the issue is your next like major support is at 770. So I don't know, your resistance is probably just right here at 1072, and then your support is at 770. So either it rallies right here and it gets back over 10, that would be great. Otherwise, I mean, it gets back over 1072. Otherwise, your next support is $7.70. So you're probably just going to look at the MACD. If it goes back to green, great. If it continues to go back down, I would take caution. But I don't know too much about this company. Already had a crazy run, right? This thing went from $2 to $10, and I think we were looking at it back here. It was in this accumulation range, right? This is really where you want to be entering trades, where it was showing hidden bullish divergence going sideways. That means the real institutions or just the wealthy people were buying this stock up before the crazy move happened with an edge on the chart. And what happened after that, the rest is history. It went up from that accumulation range. It went up like 300%. So that was like obviously the best place to enter. At this point, you are buying at a premium. And if the market does really take a hit, if it takes a dive, stocks like these are going to be the first ones to dump. The stocks that are already in the accumulation ranges will be able to hold off for the most part. They're still going to go down. But the stocks that are doing things like this, if the market does actually take a major hit in the next month with everything going on, stocks like this are going to get crushed for the most part, unless their company really is making a lot of money. Been around since before thinking of selling. I'd probably sell your costs, right? So if you get in a stock at an early price and it just runs, the best thing to do that most people do is you sell the cost, right? Let's say you bought $100 of a stock and now you have $500 because the price went up so much. You sell your original $100 and then you're just playing with the house's money, right? If the price goes up, you continue to make money and you can't lose any money because you already took out what you paid to take on that trade. So go, we can take a look at that. I said I was also gonna look at Carnival, right? So Carnival, same exact, oh my God. Literally, United Airlines, American Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Carnival Cruises, Norwegian Cruises, all the travel stocks have the same exact chart, like literally the same chart. 4-hour classic bullish divergence with a kind of like a bull flag on the 4-hour as well on the daily. You have the bullish divergence on the 4-hour. You have the hidden bullish divergence on the daily. It's the same exact thing. If you've been in the stream since the beginning, how many charts in travel have we looked at that look the same exact? So if these travel stocks don't just pump in the morning, which they probably won't because they're very slow movers, I'm gonna be buying travel tomorrow, and I'm gonna be holding it for 6 months. I understand that travel can go down more before it really goes up, so I'm gonna be cost averaging. And remember, that's not financial advice. It's just a thesis, right? The charts look good, and vaccines are rolling out. Travel can increase, so I'm probably gonna be buying travel tomorrow. We'll see. Again, like I always say, not financial advice, right? You make your own trades. If you think I'm wrong, that's completely fine. Everybody has their own opinions. And if I am wrong, I'll lose some money. Not going to lose a lot. I'm going to manage my risk. But if I am right, I'm going to make a lot. That's the whole entire game. If you're wrong, you lose a little. If you're right, you make a lot. Risk management. I have multiple videos on that on my channel if you want to check them out. But yeah, I mean, what is this song? Let me skip that. The name of this song is Non-Smoker. All right, let's see if it's good or bad. So on Carnival Cruises, you have a support at 1968. If that breaks, you also have a support at $19. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily, 4-hour divergence on the 4-hour. Same exact thing as all the travel stocks. I mean, it's crazy. Let's take a look at GoGo. We can look at Delta and Southwest as well. GoCo is actually breaking out. I know somebody on Twitter named Captain Turk. He's been telling me about GoCo since $8. So shout out to him. I never got in. But yeah, it is breaking out right now. It had the inverse head and shoulders, the double bottom looking stuff. And it broke this accumulation range, right? It was accumulating. I don't know if it's technically Wyckoff accumulation, but it had a crazy run up. Then it had a multi-level support and resistance range. And now it's trying to get out of it. This is known as distribution, accumulation. Just like really what technical analysis was built on. Very, very textbook technical analysis. But yeah, no divergence on the daily, none on the 4-hour. I think a lot of people also like the fundamentals of this company. I know nothing about this company, so take that as you want it. Are Delta and Southwest looking the same? Let's find out. If they are, I'm gonna lose my mind. I've never seen this where literally every single stock in the same sector looks the exact same. Usually most of them look the same, but then there's like a few of them that are just completely different companies in that sector that just don't look the same. There's no way. I'm losing my mind right now. What? All right, let's go through the list one more time. United Airlines, American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, Delta, Norwegian Cruises, Spirit Airlines, Carnival Cruises, all have the same exact chart. Every single one of them. All in travel. They all have a 4-hour classic bullish divergence with daily hidden bullish divergence and a bull flag on the daily or on the 4-hour as well. I've never seen this. I've never seen literally I mean, obviously there's correlation because they're in the same industry, but it's just, this is crazy. Like if you really know technical analysis, this is like rare. So I'm looking at really diversifying my portfolio into travel. I own 0 travel right now. I want to put some in my retirement. I want to maybe buy some calls on some. And please do not take this as financial advice, because you need to understand, although all the travel charts look great, although there are vaccines being rolled out, travel is deeply, deeply, deeply affected by the news. You get a shutdown, you don't get funding, you have some issues, technical issues, travel gets affected very easily. Travel is one of the most correlated industries to the news, to the general market. You know, last year we saw COVID going crazy and the market going up, but what did not really go up too much last year? Travel still remained crushed. But now you're seeing the stocks that were flying last year, like Amazon, Tesla, well, Tesla's still flying, Amazon, Facebook, Zoom, all those big tech market cap, high market cap stocks are having a bad week. And all of these travel stocks on the charts are displaying bullish things. Now, what do these charts mean? It's showing the psychology of market participants. And most of the market participants in all these travel stocks are becoming bullish. They think it's time for the travel to start really recovering, because you've seen most of the stocks from last year, they went super down on their COVID crash. Then they got back up to their level they were at before the COVID crash, and they just kept running. What travel has done for the most part is they got super destroyed on the move down, but now they've only come up like 40 to 60% of the level that they were at before the COVID crash. They have not reached that COVID crash level yet, and they have not exceeded those levels like literally 90% of stocks. Yeah, there is a golden cross on American Airlines as well. This is wild. I need to make a video on this. I'm probably just going to turn this into a video. And I don't care if I'm wrong, because again, if I'm wrong, I'm going to lose a little. But I myself and all of you are being shown an opportunity based on technical analysis that could make a lot of sense fundamentally. So I've been playing a lot of these EV SPACs. I've been playing a lot of these small companies that have been going crazy. But I am going to diversify into travel literally tomorrow. for a long-term outlook, right? I'm talking about a multi-month outlook. This is not a swing trade. This is a long-term position. Energy stocks had a great day as well. It's just crazy how similar these charts look. And it's, you know, you'd probably think, yeah, well, they're in the same exact industry. Well, no duh. But you have to remember, all of these companies are different sizes. Some have a lot more money than others. Some have more debt. Some have more cash on hand. Some have better customer service. Some have better earnings. Some have bad earnings. They do fluctuate in those levels. And they did have a very similar look after the COVID crash, but they did also have very different rallies, right? So let's see, that was a really long talk on travel. I like travel right now. The technicals look good. It really does make sense fundamentally, as long as there's no shutdown. That's the risk. We spent like probably half an hour on travel, but I think by now you should understand why we spent so much time on travel tonight. I don't even think I've talked about travel in the last 3 months since I started streaming. So yeah. And travel has already been quietly going up. Who's really talking about travel right now? I mean, ever since June, you know, there's been these major dips, but very quietly, people have been accumulating travel positions in their retirements and whatever it is, because in reality, airlines aren't going anywhere, right? There's never going to be a time in the next 100 years when people are not flying on planes, unless they create like some other crazy travel thing that I can't even fathom right now. That's technology. But until the technology changes, air travel is the fastest way to get around the world. I mean, consumers use it, businesses use it, shipping, FedEx, UPS, you get the point. Travel, without travel, we would live in a very, very, very different world, right? So as long as the vaccine does work, I think you're going to see travel go back to pre-COVID levels in the next 5 to 6 months. So I'm going to try and optimize my portfolio for that tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Boeing looks the same, yeah, but Boeing also had the crash, right? But it was an old plane. We've been talking about Boeing last few nights on stream, so you probably have already heard my thoughts on that. But before my thoughts on the actual stock again, my thoughts go out to all the families affected by that crash. Blue, cyclical, absolutely, 100%. We're literally seeing a potential for a big market shift, which has already started technically. So Blue, I don't know why this company went from $11 to $2, but that's ugly. And that doesn't mean you can't trade it. It just means something went wrong. You know, something. If you lose like literally 3/4 of your company's value overnight, that's not good. Let me zoom out the MACD. I don't know why my MACD is zoomed out so much. 4 hour, no. Yeah, you have some hidden bullish divergence on the daily. As long as you stay above 334, you're good. I don't even know what this level is from. What is that level from? I'm gonna delete that. Yeah, 334 is your major level. You stay above that for long enough, and I think this is what I was looking at, right? If you can hold 334 for real, your next resistance, it looks like, is like 450. But just remember, I know absolutely nothing about this company, and it got absolutely crushed. Failed a phase 3 of a drug, what is it called? Like creation. I don't know the exact word. Travel, cybersecurity, e-com, healthcare, all good for this year. I like healthcare as well. But yeah, I think that was a great talk on travel. Remember, this was my second stream today. I already did a stream earlier today, and this was an hour long. We did like an hour and a half long stream before, so overall I've streamed for like 2.5 hours today. I'm going to be streaming again twice tomorrow and the day after, because college starts next week. So I think we had a great talk about travel. I got through a bunch of takers for as many people as I could. We talked about the trades, which have been crushing it. So I think we're going to close it up there. I want to also make a video on travel and put it out like tonight, maybe. So yeah, thank you all for the support. Great stream. Thank you for the 42 likes. If you have not hit that like button, hit it on the way out. If you're not subscribed, join the free trading movement. Check out the free trading movement website. The link for that is in the description. If you want to become a trader, join the Discord. That's also on the website. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Great day in the market. Awesome day for the trades. we'll see what happens tomorrow. And then the final read for Bitcoin and futures. Bitcoin is down 3% in the last 3 hours, and futures are actually up a little bit. They're up about 1/5% on the S&P. So yeah, great stuff. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow during Power Hour. That's gonna be my next stream. So the final hour of the stock market tomorrow, I will be live. We had 90 viewers in the stream earlier today in the first stream, which was insane. So I'll see you all then. Have a great night. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see what happens with travel, not tomorrow, but in the next 5 to 6 months. I will try to make my bet tomorrow. All right, all y'all have a good one.